2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the 1st of April, and it's April Fool's Day. And a big happy birthday to Chris Evans, Beth Tweddle, Annie Nightingale, and Philip Schofield. Russian forces appeared to begin withdrawing from Kyiv and surrounding areas on Thursday, with reports of troops leaving the Chernobyl region and withdrawing from the hotly contested Hostomel airport. It's believed that the Russian forces are intending to regroup for a renewed assault in the Donbass region. Meanwhile, a humanitarian corridor is expected to open on Friday for dozens of buses to evacuate Ukrainian citizens from the shattered city of Mariupol, and peace talks are due to resume by video link. President Zelensky was back on Zoom addressing the Australian Parliament.
Our dream is undefeatable and undestructed, especially if we can count on the support of the free world.
UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace announced that more lethal aid is on the way for Ukraine, and he says there's a groundswell of support from countries around the world to supply weapons and ammunition as needed to the Ukrainian troops on the ground.
The number of nations joining now to contribute to helping Ukraine with military aid has grown. As the tactics on the ground change, we need to change what we supply and try to meet Ukraine's demand.
Vladimir Putin didn't have a great day as he started with a threat that if the EU countries don't pay for their Russian gas supplies in rubles, he'd cut them off.
Putin has damaged himself through a series of catastrophic misjudgments. He has failed to recognise how deeply the notions of sovereignty, democracy and national identity have taken root in Ukraine. He has failed to anticipate the unity and cohesion that exists among the free nations of the world.
He set a midnight deadline, but it was unanimously rejected by the European nations, with Germany describing the proposal as blackmail, while Chancellor Olaf Scholz said they would continue to pay in euros as per the contracts. The UK's Chief of the Defence Staff, Admiral Sir Tony Radakin, also weighed in on Russia's war, saying in many ways Putin's already lost.
If such payments are not made, we will consider this as their failure to carry out their commitments by buyers with all the consequences. We don't get anything free of charge, and we're not going to engage in charity either.
Joe Biden announced that the US oil reserves would release 1 million barrels a day to help drive prices down, and he too was critical of Putin.
He seems to be self-isolated. And there's some indication that he has fired or put under house arrest some of his advisors. I don't want to put too much stock in that at this time because we don't have that much hard evidence.
April 1st marks a difficult day for households across the UK as the new higher price cap for energy kicks in, to be followed by higher bills. Consumer champion Martin Lewis spent a lot of Thursday advising people to read their meters and record the numbers so they wouldn't be charged anything extra, so much so that several power company IT systems temporarily collapsed under the weight of traffic. Under mounting pressure to take more action on the rises, Chancellor Rishi Sunak sat down for an interview with the BBC's political editor Laura Kusenberg on her last day. He joked about being in a similar position to Will Smith this week, as his wife was under the spotlight for her company's investment in Russia. But when it came to support for people struggling with energy costs, he didn't have much help to offer.
I know it's tough for people. The toughest part of this job is not being able to do everything that people would like you to do, because we're already borrowing quite a large amount of money, and that and I don't think borrowing lots more would be sensible. Actually, it has the risk of making the problem worse when you've got inflation and interest rates going up. So those are the things I'm trying to balance.
Measures will be brought forward to ban conversion therapy.
That was the Queen announcing at the opening of Parliament that the government was finally going to act to ban so-called conversion therapy. The practice, which seeks to change or suppress someone's sexuality or gender identity, is already outlawed in a number of countries. But on Thursday, ITV News reported a leaked document that indicated, despite pledges dating back to 2018 from Theresa May and Boris Johnson, the government was doing a U-turn and dropping the plans for a legislative ban. Jane Ozan, who quit as a government LGBT advisor, was shocked when ITV showed her the leaked memo.
This is utterly ridiculous. This is against every promise they've made.
Do you feel like you've been strung along for the past 2 years?
Strung along? I mean, does he take us for fools? How do they expect anybody to trust any of the promises that they've ever made?
The immediate backlash appears to have made Boris do another U-turn. Now legislation will go ahead on a ban, but transgender people may be excluded. Still to come on the Smart 7 World Cup drama before it even kicks off, and you might have a new favourite show right after this. Welcome back. Friday marks the official World Cup draw, and the World Cup itself will take place in Qatar in November of this year. The location's already been a source of considerable controversy, with concerns over deaths of migrant labourers who worked in stifling heat to construct the stadiums, while Qatar has a ban on same-sex relationships, which is concerning for LGBTQ fans hoping to attend. Lisa Klaveness, president of the Norwegian Football Association, stepped up and addressed all of this at the FIFA Congress on Thursday in a clear and direct speech.
In 2010, World Cups were awarded by FIFA in unacceptable ways with unacceptable consequences. Human rights, equality, democracy, the core interests of football were not in the starting 11. FIFA, all of us must take all necessary measures to really implement change.
Stephen Merchant's show The Outlaws, in which he stars with Christopher Walken, has been picked up by Amazon and is getting a worldwide release. Not quite sure what America's going to make of a community service scheme set in Bristol, though. Anyway, he was on with Jimmy Fallon and reminiscing about his dear old grandma, who wasn't one of nature's optimists.
She said to me, "What would you like for Christmas? What gift would you like?" I said, "I would love an overcoat like Grandad. Can I get one like that?" And she said, "Well, you can have his." And I said, "Well, doesn't Grandad need it?" And she said, "He'll probably be dead soon." She said, "You know, his heart's not what it was. He lived for 20 years.
French TV show Call My Agent's been a huge international hit since it got picked up by Netflix, and now there's an English reboot on the way. The cast includes Jack Davenport, Linda Leonard, Jim Broadbent, and a whole host of guest appearances, including Helena Bonham Carter, David Oyelowo, Emma Corrin, and more. It drops on Amazon Prime on April the 28th.
Obviously, this is a talent agency. Hello, Nottingham Heart. You never know who's going to show up unannounced. I've got Helena Bonham Carter here in reception.
Can I just say hello to my favourite client? Why, what happened? Did Jude Law die?
I get a call from Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and you don't put her through. You said you were in a meeting. No, you tell her I'm in a meeting. She knows it's a lie. But you were in a meeting. Yes, but she doesn't know that, does she? So, for fuck's sake.
Hey, guys! We're sending over one of our best people to work with you, Ron.
What time is it on you? The pub? This has been the Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.